Fighting with kids in chat, Puff? What's up? It's not confusing, you're just getting old. You're fighting with kids in chat? Not this late. There's been a lot of people. If you get on during the day, you're gonna recognize a lot of people. Finesse is playing. Silent Ranger. Agnes is still playing. The biggest group on the server right now. I don't even know if they're on, but they the biggest group on the server. That's like no, I don't know. No, they don't even have a clan name, but they live C20. You can look at the map right now. They have a huge shop at C20. That's the biggest base on the server, like right now. Oh, this is my first wipe back on. It says Yeah, it was the first wipe. Yeah, first wipe since the submarine update or some or the yeah submarine I think. Yeah. Yeah. Well, this I'm with yeah Lorenzo's in this. Look, and Bran. Look, I got Bran in this time. Bran joined us in the first. Remember Bran? I don't know. He used to play. He used to be a mod for the server. Yeah, this is like this is the first time this guy's played it over like a year, and here's the mod. And then these two guys are just Lorenzo's friends. Which this kid Lorenzo invited, is on a pro Valorant team, so he just gets on and just beams kids. Play it kind of often, somewhat, because I loved CS:GO, so. No, I wouldn't know. Just being a Valorant beast isn't enough, but no, he's on a pro team. Like you can go watch his matches that are being played on the Valorant Twitch channel. Like I didn't believe it either. I was like, you're gonna invite this Valorant kid who doesn't play Rust to come play with us, and then like like he just gets a Tommy, he just starts beaming kids. Like he runs over to the excavator. We went next to the excavator. He's like 5-man AK sets, and he's like killed one, killed two. He's like pushing one. He's like I'm pushing. And he's like I killed the other two. I'm like what? How? He had like 2 med sticks and like a custom. You're like what? I still make random bases. Are you watching? This is my new random base this wave. Yeah. He's gotten on once, and then these are Lorenzo's friends, and then I built this whole base myself and farmed like everything, like usual. If yeah, and 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 organized it like my organizing skills. You know, Fox, when you were playing with him, he was real. I already sensed that my personality would not get along with him. Yeah, I can see you guys getting along with him. I know my personality would clash with him 100%. I only get pissed off when people start pushing, like, really pushing my buttons. Yeah, I do the same thing because that's I used to get pissed off at Lorenzo all the time like that because I would go farm, do the same thing, and then he would go and take all the guns and lose them. But I've changed it around now. Like I know Lorenzo's younger than me now, so I don't even like let him like even talk trash anymore. So I'm like, like so if like most of the time, yeah, if he ever like goes and loses like 3 guns, or if he loses a bunch of boom, and I'm like, okay, you can go farm that up, like, and he actually does it now. Like, yeah, he does. Like, even if it takes like a day, he goes and does it, and I'm like, did you get that farm yet? And he's like, yeah, I'm going to do it right now. Asperger's. Oh. Yeah, like at that point, that's just his mindset. But like, because wait, no, yeah, but that's his mindset. Because no matter what you're bringing in or out, it's his mindset. It sounds like is if he expects 3 stars on the box and you take 2 stars out and die with them, he expects 2 stars to be there when he looks in the next. So if you don't have 2 stars there, so even if you go and bring out 2 stars and lose them, and you come back with 3 Tommies, he's still not going to be satisfied because he lost his 2 stars. But that's what Rust is. Like you bring out some guns and you can bring out some other guns. Like Yeah, most of the time I get on now. What? Yeah, this is a little bucket. My base is a cave base. Oh, I yoinked it up on day one. Oh, well, didn't yoink it from anyone, but just day one, I was running to the base by where do you think, by small oil rig, but then as I was running through the map, I saw this cave and I was like, well, what the heck? And then I built this thing up here too. And like 2 nights ago, I farmed all these walls myself and the external TCs around them too. The disability. Did you see that new hazmat skin though? The Arctic one? You know what, this is the AK skin with couple ones with it, and look, it's like uh cold. It's pretty sick. Yeah. The Nomad one? Oh yeah. Well, it looks dope, and this one has like extra effect because hazmats in the cold suck, but the hazy that makes it so it's 40% like better in the snow. No, the new Arctic one from the new DLC. Yeah, this one. See the cold protection compared to a normal hazy look. Normal hazy. It is. It actually is. But we've been running excavator because we live. You know, I can show you from the roof because we've been roof camping it all day too, pissing off every client on the server because they can't run excavator without getting bolted by us. So we can just bolt deep from here. Oh, you watching? So we just camp here all the time. Oh yeah, we just destroyed that base, uh, but our shop, we're selling stuff in our vending machine that's on the side of our base, like right here, for diesel. So then we just go and use the diesel, and we just get like unlimited, and yeah, and they just updated the game, so every 5 diesel you use at the whatever, you get it calls in a supply signal. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, like so it's if you use 10 diesel, you can get 2 supply signals. Oh, and the attack helicopter shows on the map now. And there's slots in your tool cupboard for your building plan and hammer. Look, I'll show you. Going down there. See this arrow now? You can put your tools in here. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. And the biggest thing for me is taking my recycler off of oil rig. That like was a huge blow to me and Lorenzo's operation. Everyone knew us. Our reputation was tainted for living on oil. We had to move our operation. Where at? Yeah. On a server? Like I've heard of him. You change his name? Isn't that the guy and girl who shared that account? Who wasn't? Was his name Pepsi then? Haven't I raided you on accident before? So I've raided a lot of like people because we've been on the server so long, we've allied with so many people, but I've raided so many people over the time that like I've eventually realized were like people we used to ally with after the fact we got into their core, because that's where everyone sleeps. Oh, well, yeah, if I ever do raid you, it's never personal because most of the raids, well, yeah, most of the raids I even do though, I don't know whose base it is typically. Most of the raids Lorenzo likes to do is he just likes to run around and he's like, this looks like a good one, let's hit it. Or it's either that or someone pisses it off and they're like, we're gonna try as hard as we can to try and raid these people. Which we just did that today. We pissed off 2 clans today, like 5-man clans. The first clan was so bad and we wiped them up and then they eventually logged off and then we offlined them like right as they got off. But and then the other clan was actually like decent, but we wiped them too. But they were probably gonna offline us. But the biggest clan on the server, the C20, went and raided them and used like 40 rockets on them today. Even though it's like we didn't go down there, we just let it happen. The first base we raided. Yeah, the first base we raided. The second base was the people who were probably gonna raid us tonight, but they got raided by the bigger clan. Which, yeah, and they got hit by like the 40, 50 rockets, and this is like day 4, day 5. What state do you live in? Do you ever want to move? Why? 'Cause the weed? Why not Colorado then? Or mm. Yeah, sounds like you want to be like. Have you heard of Dope is Yola or something like that? I think it's a YouTuber or something. Dope as Yola. Basically, he makes weed videos, and he started his own company just recently, and he has his own warehouse, and he's always at his warehouse, like producing his and advertising all of his stuff. most of his videos is just testing new strands and dabs and stuff while telling stories and stuff on his channel. Like I just linked it, but it's all smoking videos. Yeah. And he has warnings at the beginning of all his videos and stuff. Trying to live in the area where they filmed. The area where they filmed, what's it called? The Goonies. Because Goonies was filmed in the Oregon. Oh, my grandma was obsessed with that movie like 2 years ago. She took us to like one of their anniversaries just had in Oregon and took us to that town it was filmed in. But it doesn't also Oregon is known for like having tons of what is it, like heroin addicts or something? Yeah. Well, actually, mhm. Yeah, but still, even in those places, it would still have to be like a control. You couldn't say just do whatever you want though, because it would have to be like a very organized inside and manner, like maybe like yeah, like you would probably like say I would say you probably have to have security. I would say just like everywhere and have it like very just discreet. Like you're not just like taking some pills and just run up the walls and do whatever. Like I would say robbing someone because you took the choice to do the drug and you didn't control your own actions and you knew that that's what when you're taking this someone at this place if you can get the drugs from there. They should give you the instructions and be like, "This is a side effect. This is side effect." And you're gonna take. You have to sign this before you go, and you're taking responsibility for your actions. Which people are still having it. People are having issues with that too. Yeah. I've not. Well, I've done that too, and it had no effect on me. I don't know. I've never. Probably not. No, ADHD. There, you're like really jumpy. I'm never really jumpy or like agitated or not like. I don't even know what that is. No. Mm-mm. Yeah, my family. Like I've never even like only like pain medication I've ever had growing up. It was and very sparingly was ibuprofen. I've never had it at the hospital. I always just had it for like headaches at the home, like just the teeny tabs of 200. I feel like every single part drug. Yeah, but people should fight that instinct too because that's a terrible trait to have in humans. Because I know, but yeah, we can't really speak for other creatures. I'm just saying for humans. I feel like humans should just be better in a day and age. Because, but like if you look at the world, yeah, I know, but yeah, but the world is always choosing the wrong because you look at religion. Every single religion, I do think there's like a God out there, but I don't think any religion on earth is teaching anything correctly about a God. Because if you thought anything logically about it, there'd be no benefit to what anything like. My parents are LDS saying what they believe is when they eventually die, and if they believe do everything they were taught, they will eventually in the afterlife become their own gods. and eventually can make their own like Earth in their own image, just like our God did, and like have your own universe basically. But like, where would be the benefit in that? Like, because if someone's that complex to make this universe, just think how intelligent they are. And then why would they want a bunch of ant? Basically, we're just a bunch of ants. Why would they want a bunch of ants be doing that? Like logically, and then like this world technically was even made for us because dinosaurs were here before us, and technically there could have been like 20, 20 other extinction events before even that. Like that, like because there's so many unanswered questions that like we don't even know of. So it's just endless possibilities of answers and questions. Yeah, it's about faith, but they don't have faith in anything else though. That's the funny argument. Yeah, that's what I like. To be saved. Everyone, no, that's what everyone's crawling for is to be saved. That's like, yeah, everyone's hoping for a next chapter, just a next chapter. Yeah, and I know that. That's why I'm saying lots of things are just humans building off of other humans, off of other humans, and taking advantage of other humans. And even a lot of religions out there are just so like even like the Pope. That's just like a money grab. Like he's just out. Like he's setting up a freaking table in the church, just like like what? Yeah, that's about like where I'm at because I I very like much like to learn a lot of things, and I don't know if you've ever noticed that, like, because I can go on and on about endless amounts of knowledge about random different subjects, but um, so just thinking about religion, which my parents have always made me go to church since I was a little kid. Yeah, so and I was forced to go to like events and events and events and Boy Scouts. But I can see so many flaws in I can see flaws like everywhere I go. I feel like if I walk into a company I start working at, I can already see, like day one, I can already replace like 10 people and doing their jobs better than them. That's just the type of person I am. But most jobs I do, no one ever recognizes that. So I just hate going to new places like that because no one. It's just crappy. But um, yeah, but you forgot where I was going with that. Religion. Oh yeah, these religions are just taking. I yeah, but if you, I keep losing a train of thought. Holy. Um, what were you saying? Well, I feel like it's always been a thing, but even with a small population, most likely, it probably started like small tribe. People fight. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, it just people started fighting for power, and then eventually they needed like a system. So one guy one night is sitting there in his sleep, and he's like, "Whoa, I can say I know who made us, and I can say." There's just yeah, yeah, but like, oh yeah, that's where I was going. The flaws thing. I can see flaws like a lot of different places. That's where I was going with that work thing. And churches, I've always seen the flaws in lots of different churches too. Just like even my parents' church, like they have. I've told you about the missionary thing and how they send when you're like 18. So you're not forced to, but it's like very much expected if you're a male who just turned 18 that you're gonna go serve a 2-year mission and some random location that the prophets of the church just send or the prophet of the church sends you to. And you can be sent to Africa, and then growing up in the church you hear all the different teachers' stories of them going on their missions, and some of the guys even said like they went to Africa and were chased down and like hunted by machetes, like people chasing them just because they just don't want that being taught around their place. Like there was just so many stories like that, and people not wanting to go, and so many of these young men are forced, not forced, but like so pressured by their parents, so pressured. Like you feel like you'd rather like yeah, you feel like yeah, some of these kids are like expected to go by their grandparents by both sides, and like so that some of these kids are rather like killing themselves than actually tell their parents they're not going to go on a mission. And or if that's not the situation, lots of them go on their mission or and then end up doing things on their mission and lying and not even like serving like a correct mission and then like just ruining the standards for other people who are actually wanting to better their life, I guess. But I've gone over that with my mom. Like the church was actually like a correct system, and you actually thought like it was credible, like this was correct gospel, and there was a Holy Ghost that was out there. The Holy Ghost would get to people like way better, and it would direct people to all to the direct church. So if there was like a Holy Ghost like people believe in, and it was actually telling people to join the correct church, everyone would have this overwhelming sensation just every once in a while, and they would all be drawn to the same church, not this church, this random church, and they're all joining different religions. You'd be all drawn to the same true church, but that's not happening. So it's like, yeah, you can say you're feeling the Holy Ghost, but no, that's just you. You're telling yourself or remember your brain just remembering some. Yeah, like yeah. I lost my keys, so I'm gonna pray about my keys. But no, your brain is processing your keys, and boom, it just popped in your brain the last place you remember putting your keys, and boom. Find your purpose. because a lot of because that's but that's not the point. Yeah, that's what they tell people though. The missions, but that's not even the Mormons are not even the worst religion out of it though. Like Islamic State, holy. I know, but there's even worse with wearing burqas and like that should have ended way long ago. Yeah, but I've thought about this too. Like I said, I've thought about lots of problems in areas, and like modern day cities, uh, don't work for like modern society right now. So the cities don't work. Like the police system, I've already like thought about how to rework that. That's broken. Um, schooling system, I already thought about a way to work that because that's way broken. That's an outdated system by like 100 years. But there's so many systems that could be improved, but no one, like I'm just like a little 20-year-old who can just sit here and think about how so many ways to improve it, and it's just not like it's not stupid ways either. Like these ways could actually be like making improvement, but no one cares about that improvement. Yeah. Like they just need because all these laws too are about like certain age restrictions and stuff. They need to kick these boomers out and just start actually like remove an age restrictions maybe to like a point and actually start getting like everyone in there, any candidates, and get the country voting on everyone and anyone that they actually want. Not because there's so much corruption too in the government, which Trump was very like but he was getting a lot of the corruption out of the government when he was there though. He yeah, he was taking a lot of corruption out and it was pissing a lot of people off. Yeah, which presidents didn't do something wrong though? I can't even think of one that was even the people the top praises presidents were even the worst. Like what's his name? The one who rides the Roosevelt. Roosevelt started the what's it called? Writing the what's Barack Obama was like that statement he said, the pen and a paper are the most powerful whatever when he wrote that thing. It's a thing a president can do. I forgot the direct name for it. I learned about it in school. A PETA? Is that what it's called? Yeah, I think that's what it is. But that's a made up thing that Roosevelt made up, and he eventually passed like 150 of them. And apparently, multiple presidents have just passed and passed and passed them, but it's not like a real thing. Apparently, that was like a thing a king and queen can do, and I think Roosevelt like wanted that, and he like adopted it. Yeah. Then the the world is also so broken with racism as well. Like lots of communities in the world don't even understand they're being racist too. Like yeah, like well, it's yeah, that's the easiest thing to see, but it's like the hardest thing to see for like yeah, I know, but like and that's the messed up thing is that's why so some of those places like even some of those communities like where it's like an all black community oh, not everyone in that community, because I'm not being racist, but lots of communities like that will tell their kids growing up that every white person hates them and they're going to have a tough time around white people, and and that's not helping them whatsoever, and that's just making racism a thing more so right there. Yeah, yeah, I had a lot of people out at my school. Not even this. Yeah, yeah. Huh? Uh, oh, another thing about racism yeah too is just the thing that pisses me off too is just that so many people can inherit like try and inherit stuff that didn't happen to them, like people trying to bring up slavery like it happened to them, like and well, well that is I guess their argument for it is that we have so many um calendared events throughout the whole year that are celebrated white like historians and stuff that that which is true because which a lot of these what a lot of these white people too are even falsely celebrated because a lot of them were slave owners and they a lot of them like say their slave was a cook, their cook published like wrote all of his recipes, the owner would like publish the book as like his recipes and sell it and make money off of it, and that happened. Yeah, like yeah, yeah, another thing on that too is just even like a like white people still do this, but not as much as black people too. Well, specific areas. I say that I feel like a cult, like an area where lots of an upbringing of lots of black people, where they are not influenced by like any white people whatsoever, where they have the outside look towards white people. Those people you can at that point you're raised in that community, they walk around, they see another black dude, they never even see that black dude in their life, they're like what up, like they're best friends with them, and then that black dude could beat up like three white dudes right there, and then that other black dude be like, yo, nice job or whatever, just because they're white and he knows white people had slaves and that justifies it now today, and that's what pisses me off. It's like, what? How does that make sense? Um, cause like a black dude could be walking down the street and and see another black dude he's never seen before, and then say the other black dude starts beating up a bunch of white guys, and the other black dude has no context of why. He'll back up the other black dude, like regardless, probably like 90% of the time. If it just because he's black, but that won't happen to white people. Still do that sometimes with some white people, but that's not a common thing. But that's a common thing. Like you see that in everywhere, in movies and everything, where a black dude walks up to another one, but white dude, you don't see another white dude down the street. Like I don't see another blonde guy and be like, "Yo, what up?" But that I'm not saying every single black person does that too, but it's a cultural thing. Yeah, and it's a cultural thing though, and it's I'm saying that shouldn't happen though, because that's even making it more. It's yeah, more racism, and they don't even see why, and then and then black people can even be openly racist too, and it's not racist. It's just like and. I can see like why you feel like you justified, but that was your ancestors. Now, like, can't we all just move on? That's the past. Like, that's what pisses me off. It's like I understand the like the significance of it and how where you're coming from, but yeah, but like if you're gonna make equal rights, make them equal rights to everyone. Like if they're gonna get the day off, give everyone the day off. Like don't make more issues. Like see, like how does that? How did that get passed off? Like, if someone is gonna get the day off because it's Black History Month because they're black, they should let white people off too. It's not like That's just caught. So see, that's a problem. Like someone passed that and let it pass without other people even stepping in. Like that's how did that happen? Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And that's what whenever I see comments on YouTube. Whenever I see comments on YouTube about this, though, I always try and bring up too. Even and the thing black people don't too bring up about this is how did slavery get started? They started it, but no one wants to admit that. It's all white people's fault. No, they started. They started. Yes, yes, they started selling their own people to white people. That started. That's how it started, and then white people after started the blacks started selling their own people. White people started taking it too far, and then they started getting in on their own. They got in on it too. They started. Yeah, but they started taking their own advantage of it because these people were selling them at their own prices and whatever, and then white people started coming, kidnapping people, and putting them on ships and stuff. But they started it though. But that's not the side of history like no one even talks about though. Is that it started from their own people. Like you'd be surprised. It's coming back. Yep. It's still deploying. It takes 6 months. No. So the day one of launching, once it got out of the ship. The first mirrors deployed out of it within like the few hours, and at that point, the first mirrors are what's powering it to deploy out the rest of the way. Yeah, and it's already made it. It's made it to its location to L1, which is 1,000,000 miles from Earth, in the shadow of Earth, so it can cool down, and then. Well, they've been trying for years now. Yeah. Yeah, like, did you see the, um, what's it called? The rover on Mars, the new one? Ooh, you saying you're a massive science geek, you don't know about it. So, Mars has had two rovers in the past, twin rovers, that both have died now. The other one died in 2019, to a sandstorm, and the first one got stuck in a sand patch. So in 2021, last year, they sent up a new one called like Province or something. I don't know. And this is the first one that has a mini helicopter attached to it, and microphones, and the helicopter it's like a mini helicopter, so it can take off from the rover and track a course for the rover to drive, so it doesn't get stuck in sand. So, but they just proved with that a helicopter can fly on Mars. Well, they weren't sure on the whole thing because propellers on Earth spin 500 times per second, and apparently on Mars they were spinning 2,000 times per second. And apparently they got the first sounds from there, so you can hear the dust storms, you can hear the rover driving and stuff, and you can hear what Mars, another planet, sounds like compared to Earth. And if you listen to Earth is very high-pitched, like humming noises. Mars is very like a deep, dark, like a deep voice, like it's more raspier, darker sounded. Like it, and what they're doing from that too, they're already gaining so much information on that, even with the helicopter flying on video, and then getting the sound from it. They're already gathering so much information on how the sound travels through the air. Yeah, I just saw they. I do think we can fix it, like, because if you think about all the things that were impossible, like 100 years ago, do you think if you were living 100 years ago and people were talking, could you ever imagine people could be watching James Webb Telescope pictures and videos from an iPhone? Yeah, like it, you can pull out fixes everything. Like legit, like yeah, but I feel like we could definitely get there, and the first step to doing that, I feel like, is changing the schooling system, and by do I feel like doing so starting at a young age, I feel like you should start just like Hitler said, but like he knew you had to start from the youth, but um that's where everyone the missing link is education. Yeah. Yeah, there'd definitely be less problems. Yeah, and how you fix those indirectly is fixing the education. And that's why you don't come in like that. That's I've already thought about like how to make a new school system, and it's like when you first start with the like younger kids classes, say you have like a preschool, you take that class. Now the teacher, I would probably have a new way that you would pick teachers because school teachers, the way they pick them is horrible. I'm not trying to address any other country. I'm saying America right now. Um, you take those students and the teacher eyeballs all the students and they just maybe you can have multiple teachers in there and just directing the kids of where I mean just helping them any way they can of what they want to do. So if a kid says like I want to be a race car driver, you start helping that kid and like preparing that kid to help him be a race car driver and like eventually when they hit to the point where they should start going to like high school and that's where where they actually wanted to go. Well, before that even happens, say you still want to do the race car thing your whole time, the teachers set up things for that student, including that thing, not just for that student, not just for that student. So you start signing, so that student, you start enrolling them into like educated programs into race NASCAR driving and stuff, and then they start getting hands-on education from an actual NASCAR or someone who actually drives race cars for a living, and they're getting them hands-on work, hands-on experience every single day of their life. Yeah, your teacher starts booking you to things like that. Yeah, you're not learning all this other useless stuff. Yeah, you don't. You're not ever gonna ever use whatsoever. Yeah, so these kids, yeah, would eventually just start getting their say that, yeah, there's two kids who want to go into space program. The teach the oh the the teacher can like of two kids want to go into space program. You know, like say that yeah, the teacher can start putting them in not so the teacher's not like actually teaching them. They're actually like say like an agent for them. Like you're getting them booking them. Yeah, like a guidance counselor, you're booking them at different places, and then the person who actually is in that career is the one educating you because they're the one who actually lives on a daily basis of doing that thing. And if a kid doesn't want to do that and they want to back out eventually and say, now I want to go do this, then help them go do that. But eventually, once they eventually hit to like high school thing, I feel like you should stop like going to your school, and then you start going to your actual you start looking for I say you start looking for a job opportunity at that time. Yeah, and then you should and then go into yeah a job opportunity after that and say yeah you want to go into space. You start working, maybe even just getting coffee at the space place until but you're learning every single day from the people who've been working there, and then eventually you're educated enough to even work alongside those people who've been teaching you. It would work so well though. Yeah, for reals. Even their cities are even the cleanest cities in the world. Like LA just got announced today as the dirtiest city in the world. Well, not in the world, in the United States, I mean, but still. LA, Houston, and Los Angeles, the three most dirtiest cities in the United States. And then China, yeah, China over there and stuff. Their cities are like so clean, and everything's like lower than what the United States is. Crime. Well, I can tell you where we are the best are guaranteed. Yes. we stacked. We can say we're a little stacked. It's like my Rust base. Well, I think I feel like the world should be united under one government. Doesn't mean they should all be forced under one religion. Was nothing like that. I feel like the world should be all under one government, and then the world can still have tons of different like you may like Russia can still be Russia and still have Russians everywhere. Like it's not gonna change. It's just we're gonna be under one leadership. We're not gonna be nuking each other. Like yeah, like is people who want to like take over everything to make everything like everything, but no. If you're gonna take over like that, you don't want to change people's cultures. That's what makes the world unique. You don't want to take the uniqueness away from everything. You just don't. The only purpose I see to actually unite the world like that is so there wouldn't be fighting with like world powers like that. You unite the world powers, and then the world just stays. I want like to stay the same, but under the same government. So there's not wars being fought every single where. And if there is like a wars being fought, then the world can step in together to end that conflict. because the world is going to be like one government that can step in to stop that conflict without like one country getting in another country. But like, well, if you help them, I'm going to attack this country. No, but I feel like eventually it will get there though. You see, because yeah, yeah, I know you have a kid. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, I didn't know that, but I know you had a kid. Yeah,
Somebody that was born into a drug family and had no other uh, concept was involved in the city and they don't
because they don't know anything else.
they don't have education to do so. Yeah, it's the education that's where it comes into. They don't have the education. They were never provided the education to do so. And by the time they have the opportunity to get the education, they either have to pay for it, where how are they going to get the money if all they know is the themselves?
Yeah,
About the money. I'm certainly paying. I'm paying for people to do shit like that. And I mean, there are people out there in this way, people out there that are it's going to take generations of sacrifice of people like that that will for underprivileged or people that aren't able to, people working their ass off and following your
And but even these days though, even education is very cheap. Like you can just buy something like an iPod or an iPad and connect it to Wi. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying though. It's just getting cheaper and cheaper nowadays though. Is But you definitely don't need school. Like I've learned so much stuff. Like from vast amounts of weird topics just from watching YouTube, and I feel like I retain more information getting from that from it than just going to a college class or something. Because I went to my first semester of college and I didn't learn anything. I dropped out. It was just terrible. But I've learned way more just watching YouTube.
things.
Yeah, but also I feel like the system doesn't work for a lot of the people too. It does work for a lot of people, but it also doesn't work for a lot of people. And that's what they need to see too, that it's benefiting a lot of people, but it's screwing a lot of people too, and they don't care for the people it's screwing. Well, lots of people can. It's a lot, especially more day and age. People are proving lots more things, and a lot people learn differently than other people. And the schooling system is still set in one way, not around any of those.
That, yeah, and then he talked to me about it, like, like I said, like I have to get part of the generation that has to labor his life away to promote a better future for people that didn't have people that have access to education that will help them understand their fears and anxiety and life that involves them. That I'll be that. I would rather do that than selfishly take all of it. If I thought for my entire 45 hours a week for my entire life, but as long as I know that my money is going somewhere that is actually helpful, then I will do that. Just be fucking okay. How to do it is fucking worthless. You need to be oh, I want you to yeah, just be
Yeah. Sometimes you need to help yourself first if it's like if you actually been depressed, like yeah, you always need to put yourself first before you put. Yeah, I don't know anything about your dating life, but like um I don't know, you shouldn't keep trying to like push for a relationship. Maybe you just let it happen. Oh yeah, 'cause I when I first like actually met Rebecca, I was like at that point where I was like I'm not gonna like even try dating anymore. And then like I just met her at a party just randomly, and yeah, like I was like, what, like I'm done just trying to like impress, because I there was a point there in high school where I was so fed up on other people, where I was like, because I was always so envy of my sister too because she was the popular one in the school, and she had all the friends, and I was the kid like I don't know, I just was the nerdy kid. I had huge glasses. But eventually, I just stopped caring, and I was just like, whatever. Like these people have no effect on me. Like I can, and that's when I started just like living on what I wanted to do. And I would go home, and I started just playing my video games on my computer, and I made my own friend group online, and I still friends with a lot of these people today. Just like how I can just reconnect back with you. It just there's so many more. You can just find actual people like you if you just give up trying to be for other people. You just be yourself. You'll bring people around you who like being around you. And stop trying to change yourself to fit in these groups. Be- yeah, because lots of people will be pushed into a group and then they'll start changing some things about themselves and over time they'll eventually get, they'll get in so many fights with so many people in the group because eventually they're not like them. They eventually change themselves to get in that group and they don't fit along with those people. Same thing with some relationships. Some people see someone and they're like, dang, like I don't know anything about that person, but I want to be with them, and they just change everything about themselves. Yeah, but still, I feel like if you're gonna, I feel like you should always just like know that and put that ahead of that. But some people don't. But yeah, but still, that and yeah, and that's just yeah.
And oh, I love I love it. So probably what I fear about.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go get off.
It's about fucking time. You gotta talk louder. I cannot fucking hear you.
Yeah, you sound like a fucking mumble rapper.